Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is Kashaf Shakhani, your Islamic teacher. I hope you all are doing well. So this video is for grade 6 only. Today we are going to start a new chapter that is cleanliness, unit 1C. It's on page number 11. So now let's start. The name of the chapter is cleanliness. So first of all, I'm going to ask, what is cleanliness? So as you all know, cleanliness is the half of the faith. Now in this topic, it's a conversation going on between the children and the teacher. As soon as the teacher entered the classroom, the children stood up. The children speak Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, and the teacher replied wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. And then now teacher started that, dear children, we all love Allah a lot and want that Allah would love us too. Now the teacher is asking that, can you tell me who would like to be loved by Allah? Obviously all the children raise their hands. Dear children, Allah has said in the Quran, there is an ayat from Quran and its translation is and Allah loves those who keep taharat. Now the Danish is asking, what is taharat? Teacher replied, taharat is to keep your body, clothes, heart, mind clean from both outer and inner najasat. Now Danish has asked another question, that is, what is the difference between cleanliness and taharat? Actually, taharat combines both cleanliness and purity. Being just clean and being pure are two entire different things. Everything that is clean may not necessarily be pure. Anyone can keep clean but not pure. Aren't non-Muslim clean? Children said yes, they are usually clean. Teacher, but non-Muslim cannot be pure because they do not have Iman. But we Muslims have Iman. Allah Almighty and His Prophet ﷺ have taught us how to be pure, and that involves wudu and ghusl. Now Kashif has asked a question, what is meant by najasat? Now teacher replied, najasat means any type of uncleanliness and impurity, and najasat is of two kinds. One is najasat hukmi and another one is najasat hakiki. So now what is najasat hukmi? Najasat hukmi is invisible. It is like being without wudu or without ghusl, while najasat hakiki can be seen like urine or blood, and we are told to avoid it if it is there on our body, clothing or food. It must be removed. Now Danish again asked the question, how can we remove najasat hakiki? So here's the method of removing najasat hakiki. First of all, you have to get pure clean water. If you have a bucket of water but a few drops of urine have got into it, the water in the bucket no longer remains pure. You cannot use this water to make anything clean. So whenever you go into the bathroom, take care that you do not make the water impure. We should not pass urine while standing. It is likely to spread impurity. Now, making the body clean. How are we going to make our body clean? Washing a body or body part that has got any impurity thoroughly with clean water makes it clean. We should wash that part of our body thoroughly with clean water. And how do we keep our clothes clean? Washing a dirty cloth thoroughly with clean water so as to remove the color and the smell of the dirty stuff makes that cloth clean. You must be careful to avoid the water with which the cloth has been washed and which has become unclean. Now, Kashif is asking that please let us know how to remove Najasate Hukmi. Najasate Hukmi is removed through wuzu and ghusl. Just learn well how to perform wuzu and ghusl. Here is the method of performing wuzu. First of all, you have to make niyyah, that is intention to perform wuzu, and then tasmiyah, that is Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, and then you have to wash your both hands up to and including the wrist thrice. Brush your teeth thoroughly to use miswak. It's a sunnah of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Now you have to rinse your mouth thoroughly 3 times. Also gargle your mouth, but do not gargle when you are observing fast. Now rinse your nose thrice. Use your left hand little finger to clean the inside of your nose. Now wash the entire face thrice. Make sure you wash your face from your hairline above your forehead to down under the chin, and from the edge of your right ear to the edge of your left ear. Wuzu would remain incomplete even a smallest spot is left dry. Now wash your right forearm with left hand all the way up to and including the elbow thrice. Then wash left forearm with right hand all the way up to and including the elbow thrice. Now do masa. Pass wet hands over the head from front to back once only. Wipe the ears inside and out once. Wipe the back of the neck with the back of the hands once. Wash right foot up to and including the ankle with left hand thrice. Then wash left foot up to and including the ankle with left hand thrice. Now read Kalma Shahada after wuzu. So this was the method of performing wuzu. Now do you know, once while passing beside a graveyard, Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam stopped and said, the people inside these graves are being punished because they do not take care to protect themselves from the splashes of urine. Now come to next page. Now what things are farz in wuzu? These are the things that are farz in wuzu. The first one is to wash the entire face once. The second farz is to wash both hands and forearms up to and including the elbows once. And the third is to do masa, to pass wet hands over at least 1/4 of the head. And the fourth farz is to wash both feet up to and including the ankles once. Now you must also learn how to perform ghusl. The things which are farz in ghusl are to rinse the mouth, to rinse the nose, and to wash the entire body. Here is the method of performing ghusl. First of all, you should wash your both hands thoroughly. Then you have to wash away any impurity or dirt if you have it on your body. And then you have to perform wuzu as mentioned above. Now you have to wash all over your body from head to the toe. Now ghusl will be incomplete even if the smallest spot is left dry. Make sure to wash the body parts that usually remain unexposed, like inside the joints and navel. If the body is covered by a substance such as nail polish that do not allow the water to reach a body part, make sure to remove it prior to starting the ghusl. Now here our chapter ends. There is an exercise given on page number 15, that is you have to complete this crossword puzzle, and we have already discussed in our online class, and you people have done in your books. So now your task is to do these questions in your notebook. There are overall 4 questions. The first one is what is taharat. Question 2 is what is najasat. You have to state 2 kinds of najasat. Third question is what acts are first in wuzu, and fourth question is what acts are first in ghusl. And we have already discussed all these answers in the explanation, and I guess it's clear to you all now. Now you all know the answers of all the questions. Now what you all are supposed to do is, first of all, you are going to make an index page that I guess you have already made. After that, you are going to make the title page of this chapter. The name of the chapter is cleanliness, and after making the title page, you are going to start up with your questions. And after doing the questions, you're supposed to pick out 5 blanks from the chapter, and those 5 blanks you are going to write in your notebooks. Alright, that's all for today. Now do your work very neatly in your notebooks. That's all for today. Thank you everyone. Allah Hafiz. Take care.